Svanholm, your voice coach, and I'm going to give you today a short workout, a short warm-up, which will get your voice ready for any kind of public speaking, any kind of meeting you're going to speak at, presentation, standing in front of a class, really getting your voice ready so you are warm, so you're not going to wear your voice out, and you are able to utilize the maximum power of your voice for maximum impact. So I'm going to split this up into 4 sections. First, we're going to look at how to warm the body up, then the breath, then the vocal cords and throat, and finally the sound shapers, the articulation apparatus. So, with no further ado, let's go into it. I want you to do a quick 10-second sprint on the spot first. So let's just go for it. As hard as you can. That's it, that's enough. Just get the blood pumping a little bit, get the muscles a little warm, get the energy flowing in the body. Now I just want you to shake out everything. Shake your legs, shake your arms, give your whole body a sort of a shaking movement. Let go of any tension, move your head around, move your hips. Okay. Now we're going to just find the balance, because it's important that you are balanced correctly to be ready to use the voice in a free and open way. So let's just lean forward onto the front of our feet. We want our knees and our actual torso quite straight. I just want you to lean forward a bit so you're balancing on the front of your feet. And find that, and just hang there. Your heels might come up a little bit, and just feel the balance tilting forward. And now gently move back so you're tilting on the heels, and your toes should be spread and coming off the ground now. Don't fall backwards, especially if you've got a expensive piece of bone china behind you or something like that. Okay, and now come gently back and find the middle of the feet. So I want us to find a balance between the forward and the back tilt, and just find that nice, easy middle ground. Feel yourself rising up through your spine from that point of balance. And now just move your head around a little. Make sure your neck is loose. And let's roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Up and back. Up. And now let them fall back and relax downwards. That's right. So, just check again that the head is high up, suspended on the top of the spine, and easy to move around, not tight in the neck at all. Okay, let's move on to the breathing part of this exercise now, this warm-up. I want us to first start with taking a deep breath into our stomach, feeling like there's a balloon down there, expanding the balloon, and on the out breath, an S. So this is an unvoiced consonant. Let's try that again. And now let's bring the voice into it. So we'll say V, the letter V. And there's actually a note behind this. If you hear the voice is getting engaged now. So we're bringing vocal cords in as well. So and once again. Now, let's just try to do the same thing, but we're going to do a short Z, Z, the letter Z. So this is a voiced consonant as well. So let's do short 2-second versions of this with a breath in between. So we'll go Z, 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 Z. And now we'll do of different lengths. So I want us to do 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 4 seconds, and 8 seconds with a breath in between each one. So we're going to learn to, in a more accurate way, gauge the right amount of breath coming through the vocal cords to last shorter and longer periods of time. So this allows us to develop a sense of using the breath and managing it when we're phrasing, speaking different phrases. So let's start with 2 2s, 1 4 and 1 8. So zzz, 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 zzz. Excellent. Now, let's get the throat opened up a little bit now. Above the vocal cords, we have something called the false vocal cords, which close when we're swallowing, and they protect the vocal cords and the breathing apparatus when we're eating food and stuff like that. And now we want to be making sure that's not, they don't contract, the false vocal cords, so that the real vocal cords underneath can actually resonate upwards with the sound as we're producing it. So I want us to do a whispered huh. So just go so you feel an openness. It's almost like a yawning feeling when you do that. And now let's voice it. So we go huh, huh, huh. And what you can actually feel when you do that is the area of the false vocal cords coming together and springing apart. So huh, huh. To make sure we've got them wide open again, let's whisper it. Huh, huh. And then whisper it again. Feeling the sense of openness. And maintaining this now, this feeling of openness above the vocal cords here in the throat, I want us to actually count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll take a breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With that nice open feeling of huh behind it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Now just take a breather. Next, just take that exercise we just did. Take that feeling of huh, huh, and now I just want you to read a sentence from a book or say a sentence out loud with that same feeling that we used when we said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I am reading a sentence and it is explaining lots of very interesting things that I didn't know about before. I am reading a sentence and it's explaining lots of very interesting things that I didn't know about before. Good. So you get the idea. The feeling of openness in the throat, in lower down in the throat, just above the vocal cords. Now, let's have a little look at the tongue, and the tongue, of course, helps to shape the sound and the vowels we're speaking. So we do need a relaxed tongue, and we do need to release the root of the tongue a little bit as well. I want us to first get the back of the tongue stretched a little bit. So we can do that by simply going like this. Putting the front of the tongue against the back of the lower front teeth. And then we're going to arch the middle of the tongue up and out. So like this. And do that for 5 seconds. And now let's repeat that 2 more times. So. And 1 more time. And you can actually push it out quite far if you do that. Okay, if that's not enough tongue exercise, we're going to do a little bit more. This one is another voice release thing. Let's now put the tip of the finger between our teeth. So I'm going to suggest that we do this. And then we're going to go tut, when you tut, when you go. So with the teeth, with the front teeth on your finger. So do that, and I want you to experiment and move that sound around. So it's also using the. You can move the top of the tongue. The top of the tongue is flicking onto the top of the mouth, And I want it to be doing that in different places in the mouth and also using the back of the tongue. So it's more like... So you're doing various different clicking sounds. So let's try that. Good stuff. Okay, excellent. Right, let's now go for some tongue rolls. Just a final one for the tongue. Let's get that moving around the mouth a little bit. So we'll go like this from... Put the tongue up in front of the top teeth. And then we're going to roll it around on the cheek and down in front of the lower teeth around to the side. So we're going to go around in circles with the tongue. And let's do that 5 times, going in one direction first. So let's start now. And then do it in the opposite direction. Excellent. Okay, now let's get the. We can finish off. Let's just roll. Let's just roll an R to get the tongue finally loosened up. So if you can't do it, just go and try to get the top of the tongue to actually vibrate behind the teeth. So okay, excellent. Let's move on to chewing the sound now. So I want you to actually get the jaw a bit loosened up. So imagine you're making a sound. So let's just go so humming and feeling that sound moving around the mouth, chewing it, getting the jaw to move in all directions. So let's try that. Okay, excellent. So jaws, tongue, everything down below, nicely relaxed now. Let's try to get the lips and the face moving a little bit, the articulation at the front. So I just want us to whisper, wow. So let's go like this. Wow. Wow. And now bring the voice in, and I want us to do it several times, increasing the volume and increasing the expression as we do it. So on the final one, we would be doing it with a very, very, very over-the-top theatrical expression. So let's go from subtle to really strong. Okay, so let's try that now. Wow. 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 So that gives us a good stretch of the mouth and a good opening of the cheeks and the whole area at the front. And let's finally finish off with the final thing now, and that is some articulation exercises on some consonants. So let's first just go t, 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 t. On letter T, let's try that again. T, 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 t. Let's try it on K. K, 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 k. And let's try it on P. P, 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 p. And now let's try that one more time. And now let's try PST. So ps, t, ps, t, ps, t. And then ks, t, ks, t, ks, t, KST. Then moving on to sh, t. So sh, t, sh, t, sh, t. And finally FT. F, t, f, t, f, t. So one more time. Excellent, and you can finish off with some fast T's. So This final exercise also has the benefit of bouncing. You should be feeling a bouncing in your abdomen here, in your diaphragm. It's actually creating a sort of a bouncing effect to power the breath through those hard, loud, explosive consonants. Excellent. So when you've done that, you should be nice and warm and ready to go. That's it for today. If you enjoyed this video, do subscribe down below to this channel. There's lots more interesting stuff coming, and I'll be having several more warm-up routines for you in the next few weeks.